furious world leader. Good morning, everyone. So good to see you all this morning. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Welcome to all who are joining us live and in person, who are joining us online on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Truly, I'm so happy to see you all, as always. My name is Twana Malone. I'm the senior minister here at the Center of Peace, and my pronouns are she, her, and they. And this morning, we have our licensed professional practitioners assisting us in our service. Leading us this morning in our meditation, our moment of prayer, is Cynthia Banks. Leading us this morning in the ringing of the chakra bowl, giving us all the opportunity to bring our attention and awareness and to be so present in this moment is Rita Naylor. Leading us this morning in our treatment, our affirmative prayer, is Zuma Gonzalez. Leading us this morning in our selected and sacred readings is Sandy Forrest. Holding consciousness for us this morning in quiet repose and in prayer, knowing the truth about our time together, and it's unfolding in a wonderful way, is Deborah Ford, Alima A. Boyd, and Kutia Thompson. Our music today is being sung forth through Ms. Kamara Jordan. Greeting all who walk into the space this morning, I believe is Tony Bay and Callista Dorsey. We have Al, Nicole, and Verns on the ones, twos, and threes on the technological side of life, holding it down to making sure that we stay connected and in community. So I think with that, we are all set and ready to go this morning. So let me invite you now to take this moment to remind you that now, this moment is the perfect moment to let everything else go and to become so present. Cynthia?
Good morning. Okay, this is a guided meditation on being versus doing. So I'd like you to begin, just get comfortable. Allow your eyes to gently close or to soften your gaze, and let your hands rest easily. Take a slow, deep breath in and a gentle breath out. And again, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. With each breath, begin to soften into this moment. There's nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to do. For these next few minutes, give yourself permission to simply be. Bring your attention to your body. Feel the contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the quiet rhythm of your breath. Now scan gently through your body, starting from the crown of your head, slowly down to your toes. Notice where there is tension. Notice where there is ease. You don't need to change anything. Just allow it all to be just as it is. In our daily lives, we are often caught in the flow of doing, planning, achieving, solving, fixing. Our minds constantly reaching for the next thing. But right now, we're stepping out of that current. We are resting in stillness. We are not trying to accomplish anything. We are allowing ourselves to be. Let go of the idea that you need to make this moment into anything. You don't have to get anywhere. This moment is already complete. Now let your attention rest on the breath. Feel each inhale. Feel each exhale. Noticing the space in between. When thoughts arise, as they will, simply notice them, acknowledge them gently, and then return to the breath, to the body, to being. Being is not the absence of thought or movement. It is the quiet awareness that watches it all. Right now, you are that awareness. You are not your to-do list. You are not your productivity. You are the witness, the one who breathes, the one who is. Let yourself sink into this truth, that your worth is not measured by how much you do. That simply being with openness and presence is enough. You might choose to quietly repeat these few affirmations in your mind. I am enough, just as I am. I let go of striving. I rest in presence. I trust in the rhythm of being. Begin to bring your awareness back into your body. Feel the ground beneath you. Notice any sounds around you. Wiggle your fingers and toes gently. Take one more full, deep breath in and then exhale completely. As you return to your day, remember, doing has its place, but being is where your truth self lives. You can return to this stillness at any time. It is always here, quietly waiting. And so it is.
In this moment, this the only moment that is, I recognize the allness of life, the allness of truth, the allness of God, the one source, the only source, the one power, the only power, the one life. That life is the life of all. That source, that living Spirit Almighty. The essence of all that is. In every individual moment. And because there's only one, I am one with it. I am it
in form, and not only me, but for everyone within the sound of my voice that cannot hear the sound of my voice, everyone, everywhere, everything, always, only one. And I know that every moment of this service is perfect, it is complete, for it is one with the one. Every individualized expression, be it person, be it microphone, be it technicians, be it technology, be it singing, be it babies, be it human, regardless of what it is, person, place, thing, no matter, it is still all one. It is all one and always everywhere at once. And it is here now, in this service, coming through the voice of Reverend Twana, the musicians, all who have already spoken, served, are serving, still all one, all perfect. I'm grateful, grateful to be standing right here, right now, understanding, knowing, believing the love that God is, that the center of peace is, that we are all the center of peace. And with that awareness, I place these words into the activity of the law that always says yes. It can't be any other way. And I ask you then to anchor with me by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Zuma, for leading us in our treatment, our affirmative prayer this morning. And thank you, Cynthia, for leading us in our practice of meditation this morning. I'd like to call your attention now to our vision and our mission. As we take a moment to read it out loud together, let us realize it as a real lived experience in our lifetime. Let us see it as a real possibility. Our vision, a loving and peaceful world where all of humanity is honored as the divinity within is experienced. And our mission, the center of peace, is a loving, inclusive, and vibrant community that utilizes and demonstrates spiritual principles and practices to cultivate powerful individuals who together create peace throughout the world. And so it is. And now I'd like to invite you all to please stand and join us in the singing of our congregational song, I Am One. You can find the lyrics to the song in the back of the chairs if you're unfamiliar with the song and would like to sing along with us. Our congregational song, I Am One, is written by our licensed retired practitioner, Bayless Webb. All right.
I'm one with Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and it dwells inside of me. This perfect Spirit, pure loving Spirit, rests in everything I see. God walks beside me, protects and guides me. It's ever with me wherever I go. I trust its power, God's healing power. Its love surrounds me, and this I know. I live in spirit, I breathe in spirit. It lives within me, and so I am a spirit. I think a spirit. Its life is mine. life is my life. I know.
So let us not miss out on this perfect opportunity to allow our eyes simply to glance around the room, falling where they might, just might, as we welcome each other this morning into our sacred place and our sacred space. Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, you may be seated. As we acknowledge the humanity in another, it's a good thing. Here at the Center of Peace, we are an open and affirming community. All are welcome here at the Center of Peace. And if this is your first time here celebrating with us on a Sunday morning, alive and in our sacred place, we'd love to be able to acknowledge you and to welcome you this morning to the Center of Peace. If you are willing to stand, that would be good. If not, that's okay too. No? All right. Well, I mean, I know somebody is in here who's here for the first time. Center of Peace, join me as we allow love simply to flow from our hearts, and as an extension of such, we extend our hands out and we say, welcome to the Center of Peace. Welcome to the Center of Peace. We know who you really and truly are. We know who you really and truly are. A unique and divine expression of love itself. A unique and divine expression of love itself. Perfect in every way. Perfect in every way. We honor you. We honor you. And we welcome you. And we welcome you. Welcome to the Center of Peace. Yes, please do go up to our first-time visitor and let her know she's welcome here any old time. All right, with that, I think we're ready for our announcements. And I have a few announcements this morning. The first thing is that there's a committee of us, as Liz, our board treasurer, joins me. There is a team of us who is working together to come up with, to carefully curate and come up with our next journey together. And so we have put together a survey that is going out through our newsletter. And we're asking everybody to please take a few moments. It won't take you that long, maybe 30 seconds at the least, to complete the survey. As we were having our meeting, a lot of things came up that we want to be sure about. And so that's why we sent out the survey. And it's asking everybody to please take some time to complete the survey. We will, I don't know if it'll be this Sunday or next Sunday, we'll have the tablets out and we can be able to assist people in completing the survey. But please do take some time. We want to continue to move through this process. I guess the other announcement I'll make is that we have our beach day scheduled for this coming Wednesday, Ocean City, New Jersey. Location is right off of 6th Street. And on our website, there's more information. I think it has a rain date listed on the website. For more directions and more information, how to get in touch with us, how to find us, you'll have the website. So if you get down to New Jersey and like, where are you? Go to the website, thecenterofpeace.org. Click on the link for beach days, and all of the information will be there. So I hope to see you all there. All right.
Thank you so much, Rev. Next is me. All right. So as you know, I'm part of the fundraising committee, and our next event is here. We are going to be having a talent show. And I know what y'all thinking. And, it ain't going to be me. But anyway, it's a lot of our friends and family. They're going to come up. They're going to share their talents. I'll save mine for later, you know. I don't think y'all can afford mine, but it's another topic. But anyway, come out. The fundraiser is going to be the last Sunday in June, June 29th. We're going to be here 3 to 6. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to hear some poetry. We're going to see some things. I heard the Supremes are in town. It's going to be a whole thing. I mean, it's going to be a sight. We're going to have, I ain't going to say who they are, but I'm excited, I'm excited. We're also going to be having a bake sale. So if you are a baker and if your talent is baking, and you want to contribute, please see me or Sheila Denikin after service. We'll get you registered and everything. If you cannot bake, it's all right. It's all right. There's still volunteer opportunities. Just not baking. Just see me and we'll talk about it, okay? All right? Well, also, we had the Super Bowl, and let me tell you, that 50-50 got a lot of attention, but, see our winner. See, there it is, see? And them tickets are back, y'all. So if y'all want to do this 50-50, let me know. I have tickets. We have the forms. Everybody out there online, you can sign up. You can participate with us as well. So please, it's gonna be a good time. I do not see any entries for anybody who bought a ticket to come to this event. So please do so, because I will be here. So please. And I think that's it. I think that's all y'all need to know. If y'all any more questions, comments, or concerns, please see me. Donna Brown, our winner, won't you come up and talk to us about the Science of Mind magazine and that 50-50? Let them know.
Good morning, good morning. Glorious morning. Yes, I'm here again. You'll be seeing me off and on. And that's Science of Mind magazine this month. The theme is In Living Color. And it's applicable to a lot of different things. But we are a vibrant community, a vibrant family with a lot of color and a lot of talent in all different hues and ways that spirit shows up. So we're asking you to meet to celebrate our 100th anniversary of the Science of Mind magazine, which is next year. Home Office is soliciting, trying to get 100 print subscribers and 100 online subscribers. There are flyers out in the vestibule, and it's $54.95, I think, including tax, which is your digital and print, and $19.95 for digital only. And it takes about 6 weeks to process it, so whenever you send it in, it will be about 6 to 8 weeks before you start receiving. It is a powerful tool. We do have a living circle, spiritual living circle that meets the fourth Wednesday of every month with Zulma and Wilhelmina, which discuss various topics. There's a daily reading. It's just powerful. That's all I can tell you. And you will have it at your disposal to pick it up whenever. Okay, so pick up an information sheet in the brochure, and there are a few free copies. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Donna. Appreciate it. Next, we're going to have Rita come up to speak about membership.
All right, it's that time again for our new members ceremony, which will take place on Membership Sunday, will be July 20th. New members orientation will be Thursday, July 17th, and that's 6:30 on Zoom. For more information, contact membership at thecenterofpeace.org or speak with anyone on the membership team, Deborah Ford, Susan Saunders, Patricia Grady, Carletta Murray, or myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rita. And all right, as always, beverages, please keep a lid on them. Be mindful not to leave anything behind. For everything that you heard today, you can get the information off our website, thecenterofpeace.org, or you can subscribe to our newsletter, get involved, stay inspired. Like us, follow us, subscribe on all social media things. As always, practitioners are available for prayer after service. You can recognize them. They adorn the purple stoles. Also, if you do not have time, we also have a prayer box. Please put your prayer request in them, and a practitioner will follow up and pray for you during the week. And I think that's it. All right. Thank y'all.
I think Liz's announcements need to be in the talent show. It's hilarious. So good morning. Good morning. This song that I'm going to sing for you, intentionally a cappella, was made popular by Hezekiah Walker. It's become a personal mantra. And I invite you to close your eyes and think of something that you're grateful for, because I sure have a whole lot.
I am grateful for the things that you have done. Yes, I'm grateful for the rising of the sun. I could go on and on and on about your works, because I'm grateful, grateful, so grateful just to praise you, Lord. Flowing from my heart are the meditations of my heart is gratefulness. I am grateful for the things that you have done. Yes, I'm grateful for the rising of the sun. I could go on and on and on about your works, because I'm grateful, grateful, grateful just to praise you, Lord. Flowing from my heart are the meditations of my heart is gratefulness. Grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Grateful, 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 gratefulness is flowing from my heart. Grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Grateful, 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 gratefulness flowing from my heart are the meditations of my heart is gratefulness. Ooh, His gratefulness. His gratefulness. His gratefulness.
Kamara, you continue to show your amazingness every time. Every time. Yes. Good morning, Centerpiece. Would you stand with me and repeat after me the affirmation? I am not what I do. I am not what I do. I am the presence behind the doing. I am the presence behind the doing. In stillness, I remember who I truly am. In stillness, I remember who I truly am. And from that space, I act in love. And from that space, I act in love. And so it is. You may be seated. The reading today comes from Ram Dass, from the section Journey the Transformation. I had an empire. I was a professor at Harvard. I had a car, a motorcycle, a summer home, and a bank account. I was making a $6,000 salary in 1961, which was very good money. I had an identity, and I was doing fine, or so it appeared. But something inside me was restless. The more I accomplished, the more I realized something was missing. There was a hunger that achievement couldn't touch. I was trained to do, to accumulate, to perform, but all the doing wasn't touching that deeper part of me that longed for meaning, for connection. The methods of the mind, logic, analysis, credentials, they weren't leading me home. I was always preparing for something that never arrived anywhere. Then I went to India and I met Neem Karoli Baba, my guru. I couldn't explain what happened in words that made sense to the academic in me, but something in his presence broke me open. He saw me. Not the persona, not the professor, not the seeker, but the essence of me. He looked at me with such unconditional love that I began to see myself differently. And in that mirror, something deeper awakened. What I learned was this: the most important offering you can make to another person is your own state of being. Not what you know, not what you do, but the presence you bring. If you are centered, calm, loving, then what you do becomes a vehicle for that state. But if you are anxious, angry, or trying to prove something, your actions carry that energy too. That was the turning point. I began to let go of the identity I had built and started learning how to just be. And from that being, the doing arose, not from ambition or fear, but from the quiet knowing of the heart. It was no longer about achieving, it was about showing up with presence, compassion, and awareness. And that is the practice, to be here now, not trapped in the past or driven by the future, but fully present in the moment. Because this moment is where truth lives. It's where the love is, and it's where we meet each other, not as roles or titles, but as souls. And so it is. The reading was submitted by Alima Boyd, our licensed practitioner. Thank you.
Thank you for indulging me with that. I really needed to sing that song. But this time, we're going to have fun. You're going to get up and dance, I hope. Oh, goodness gracious. So let's celebrate Jerry's anniversary, not anniversary, her retirement. So on that note, Al, hit it. Yeah. hey, hey, yeah. When spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When spirit says yes, nobody can say no. I'm not worried about a thing, 'cause I know you are guiding me. Where you lead me, Lord, I will go. Have no fear, 'cause I know who's in control. There's no limit to what you can do, 'cause it's all inside of you. Yes, it's all inside of you. You're almighty and all powerful, and it all belongs to you. And it all belongs to you. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. 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 When Spirit says yes, nobody. Oh, he's in. There is no limit to what you can do, 'cause it all, I said it all. There's no limit to what you can do, 'cause it's all inside of you. Hey, can't say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes. Woo! Nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody. Oh, he's in control. There's no limit to what you can do, 'cause it's all. Oh, you're almighty and all powerful, 'cause it all, I said it all. Hey, hey, you're no limit to what you can do, 'cause it all, I said it all. You're almighty and all powerful, 'cause it's all, it's all inside of you. Exercise, march it out, march it in. Shoulder back, tummy in, head held high, chin in. Everybody, you can do it all again. Nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. No, he's in you. Say, hey, she's in you too. Woo, hey, hey. Can't say no. When Spirit says yes, you can't say no. When Spirit says yes, nobody can say no. When Spirit says yes, you can't say no. Yeah. Y'all make me laugh. I can hardly.
Okay, Kamara. Thank you. Can we give Kamara a round of applause? And truly, we are grateful for your presence and all that you bring to the center of peace, Miss Kamara Jordan. Yeah. So yeah, let me say it again. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. Yes, I was thinking about the men in my life and all that they have taught me. There was a man who taught me how to tie my shoes. There was a man who taught me how to ride a bike. There was a man who taught me how to drive. It was a man who taught me how important family is. It was a man who taught me how important it is to be loving and kind. It was a man who taught me how to be so generous and gracious in my giving. Thank God. Thank God for fathers. Thank God. I hope you too can take a moment or two to recognize all the good, all the good. And so we're here this morning to celebrate the masculine energy, its essence today. And we're continuing on with our theme for the year, a day at a time, oneness. And our theme for the month, being, doing. And a few spiritual principles just to help get us centered and anchored this morning and prepared for the message. As I always do, I'm reading from Ernest Holmes and What We Believe. You can get a copy of this if you go to our website or if you sign up to be on our to receive our newsletter. So this morning, I am starting with principle number 1, spiritual principle number 1, and it reads, we believe in God, the living spirit, almighty one, indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. We believe this one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. And spiritual principle number 2, we believe in the individualization of the spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one spirit. We believe, and spiritual principle number 3, we believe in the eternality and the continuity of the individual soul. We believe that we are forever and ever expanding, that we are forever and ever, that we are always becoming more and never the less. And so our theme then for the month, being, doing, it seems fitting for the moments or the moment that we find ourselves in, where there is parades, and there is protests, and there's raids, and there's uncertainty, and there's fear, alongside of certainty, and alongside of faith. And so, perhaps then, in some way, we are all attempting to answer the question, what are we going to do? Or perhaps, what is mine to do? Perhaps, what am I going to do? And it is indeed a good question. But let us consider that perhaps there is another question that we can be asking ourselves. And that question is, what am I prepared to do? And there is a grave distinction to be made, or a distinct difference in what am I prepared to do as opposed to what can I do? Two different things. Two different things. So I've been saying then for the last 2 weeks that being precedes doing, that before we do anything, we be. Being precedes our doing. Being is our complete awareness of our complete oneness. Before we do anything, we are completely aware of our complete oneness with the indwelling power and presence of God. We liken being into the North Star. We said that then that as long as we have the North Star then, that we could never be lost. In the midst of what's happening in the world, in the midst of what's going on in the big world, and in the midst of what's happening in our small worlds, with our North Star, when we engaged in being, we could never be lost. But not only then does being assume or presume that we could never be lost when we are lined up in our complete awareness of our complete oneness, it means that we're not lost, but it also means that we're not wandering. wandering. We're not wandering. You know, it's said in the Bible that Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days. But Jesus wasn't in the wilderness for 40 days wandering. Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days preparing. Jesus was in the wilderness for 40 days, not wandering, but preparing. He was being prepared to teach, being prepared to preach, being prepared to heal. So we're not just wandering. There's some preparation that happens. So this kind of doing that I'm talking about today is a holy kind of doing. You know, it's not a doing where we are checking off boxes. It's a doing that answers two direct questions, a holy kind of doing. It answers the question, what I'm doing, is it making things better? What I'm doing, is it making me better? This kind of holy doing, it must check off one or the two boxes or both boxes. My doing, is it making things better? Is it making me better? And if it's not, then let us consider that our doing is just a simple kind of general doing. It's not specific. Zig Ziglar says that our doing has to be specific. When our doing is specific, it's meaningful. And this morning in my little reel, I suggested that if our doing is not meaningful, then we end up doing something we don't mean to do. You should tell your neighbor, don't do something you don't mean to do. And tell your other neighbor, don't do something you don't mean to do. It's meaningful. This holy kind of doing. It's not just general, it's specific. Let us consider then our doing, if it's not specific, if it's not meaningful, then it's not generous. And if it's not generous, then maybe it's disingenuous. Our doing is to be holy. Because doing, while I've been speaking about being for the last 2 weeks, doing is just as important as being. They on the same level. It's the same thing. It comes from the same source. It's fueled by the fire within. Same place, same thing. So, you know, we don't want it to be where our doing is not generous and it's disingenuous. This type of doing, the thing about it is that it doesn't require any preparation. So before you do it, you don't have to prepare. This is more like reacting. Don't get reacting confused for doing. It's two different things. It's two different things. So this type of doing, then you don't have to prepare for. You know what I'm trying to say to you is that you don't have to go into the wilderness for 40 days. If you don't have to go into the wilderness for 40 days, you might be doing something that you don't mean to do. You're not prepared to do it. In other words, you're just reacting. Or you're just doing something that's general. It's not specific. It doesn't have any meaning. It's not going to make things better. And it's not going to make you better. This sounds real simple, this practice. But it's not so simple. It's not so simple. So the doing that I'm talking about, then, it requires one to be so unified in God and so identified by God, by our oneness, that it's deeper than any conflict we might have. You know, it's like I was listening to somebody who was talking about the Sahara Desert, and they were talking about how when it was flourishing, it was all green, and then suddenly it wasn't green anymore, it was just bare. But there was one particular tree, or one particular tree that was so determined that its roots ran so deep beyond the barrenness, until it was so determined, until it found the richness of the soil and the water that was so beneath the barrenness that it then could become more of who it was. And nevertheless, this is what I'm talking about. It's the requirement for doing, that we go so deep that we get beyond any conflict in us, that we can see beyond any conflict that's happening outside in the big world. And certainly, or greater, is that we can begin to see beyond any conflict that's in our own world, in our own inner world. So this type of doing that I'm talking about this morning, it rises one above conflict. So being requires, as I said a few weeks ago, it requires that we let go of the outcome. Well, doing requires that we let go of how the story started. Being says you got to let go of how the story ends. Doing says you got to let go of how the story starts. Why? Because it's the story that we tell ourselves about the story, how the story starts, that gets in the way. And so, because that's where all the conflict is. So that's why you got to let go of how the story started. And some of us might be unwilling to let go of how the story started. So my suggestion is that you at least be willing to set it aside momentarily, so that perhaps you give yourself the opportunity to rise above the conflict, to rise above the story that you're telling yourself about how the story ended. Are y'all with me this morning? So our doing arises or finds its peak when we can rise above the conflict. Because conflict and pleasing go together. Real hard, real bad. They go together. Conflict and pleasing. So we don't want our doing, we don't want to be doing things that's not going to make things better. But if we get caught up in doing things that's tied to pleasing, then our doing will be because we want to please. That's not the doing that I'm talking about this morning. Not just that we are doing something to please somebody, but we're doing something because rewards follow the pleasing that we're doing for somebody, for something that's external. So, this kind of doing is based on praise. But the type of doing that I'm talking about this morning ain't got nothing to do with praise. It's not based on praise, it's based on principles. It's not based on praise, it's based on principles. The type of doing that I'm talking about this morning, it doesn't come with a manual. There's no step by step, 1, 2, 3, go do it. No, it doesn't come with a manual. You have to be so at one, so complete, in such a complete awareness in your complete oneness, it's without a manual. The doing that I'm talking about, it's void of praise. Let me see if I can help y'all get this morning. I'm struggling up here, I think. But so, you know, on Sundays, I come up here and I do a message. Thank God for principles. Because sometimes y'all pleased with it and sometimes y'all ain't. Sometimes y'all might offer me praise and sometimes y'all don't. Y'all got it? This doing that I'm talking about, it's absence of praise. It is fueled by the fire in me. I show up and I do it because I know it can make things better. And greater than that, I know that it's making me better. Otherwise, I would be up here doing something that I didn't mean to do. Are y'all with me? This is the type of doing that I'm talking about this morning. This doing, Ernest Holmes says, it's spiritual. It's spiritual. And Living the Science of Mind, he says it's spiritual, and this type of doing, it can't be taught. It doesn't come with a manual. You just gotta do it. And in your doing it, you gotta make sure that you're prepared to do it. Otherwise, don't do it. Ernest Holmes says this type of spirituality, it's rather elusive, and yet it's indwelling. In his book, in the reading titled, What is Spirituality, on page 33 and 34, he says, there is a vast difference between this type of spiritual consciousness and theological dogma or even logical arguments. He says this about this type of spirituality. He says it's an essence diffused, a consciousness transcendent, and a faith that has passed beyond the point of argument into conviction and union and complete acceptance. He says such spirituality we cannot divorce from the highest use of the science of mind. It is like the heat in fire, the colors in a prism, the invisible power flowing through a dynamo. He goes on to say that spirituality is a constant, consistent attempt to feel the presence of God in everything and everyone. If you're doing it and you don't feel the presence of God in what you are doing and the people that you are doing it for, and if this isn't your constant practice, if this isn't a consistent practice, you'll end up doing something that you didn't mean to do. He says spirituality cannot be taught, but it can be felt. It can be practiced. It can be embodied. Each in their own consciousness must experience it in their own way. And the way will always be best for you. Indeed, it will be the only way that you could do it, because in the secret precinct of the mind, which is alone with God, nothing else can enter. He says, listening daily to that which can only be felt, daily sensing and communing with that which is too intangible to put into words, one finds an essence flowing through one's thought, which can be neither analyzed nor described. He says it is an essence diffused, meaning that this type of spirituality, it's on you. You know what I mean? It's in you. It's who you are. He says it's a consciousness transcendent, meaning that this type of spirituality, it goes beyond logic. It transcends logic. It rises above conflict, the conflict that's out there and the conflict that's in here. It rises above it. And he says, in a faith that has passed beyond the point of argument into conviction and into union and complete acceptance. This kind of spirituality, then, it must be specific and not general. If it's general, you're going to end up doing what you don't mean to do. Our doing must rise above even our own logic. As last week, Ernest Holmes reminded us that the intellect can only take you so far. This type of doing, it rises above logic. Our doing is a direct reflection of our being. Our doing is void of praise. It doesn't need praise. It's not subject to opinions nor praise. Our doing is in direct alignment with our being. Our doing stems and flows from the indwelling essence within us. It's leading, it's guiding. It's leading and it's guiding. You see, here's the thing. It's easy to forgive the person who stepped on your foot. But you got to be prepared to forgive the person who's supposed to protect you that didn't protect you. You got to be prepared for that. That's a different kind of doing. That's a different kind of forgiving. Okay, let me give you another example then. So you might show up at the protests, but you got to be prepared to protest peacefully. Y'all with me? Yeah. Don't get caught up in the protests that's happening out there. Now, don't stay out there. Yes, we got to give our attention to it, but I'm talking about the protest that's in you. You got to be prepared to show up peacefully in your own protests, to deal with what is going on inside of you, lest you end up doing something that you didn't mean to do. Listen, you can pray for the highest and the best, but you better be prepared to pray for the highest and best for all. I can pray for the highest and best for me, but I got to be prepared. You understand what I'm saying, Carletta? I got to be prepared to pray for the highest and best of all. When it don't look the way I think it's supposed to look. When they're not acting and saying the things that I think they should be saying, I got to be prepared to pray for the highest and the best. The highest and the best. Not just for me, but for all. Our doing is to be specific, not general. Our doing stems from the fire inside of us. Our doing should be meaningful. Else we end up doing something we didn't mean to do. But let our prayer, let our affirmation be this: I meant to do it. I meant to do it. I was prepared. Oh, I meant to pray for the highest and best for all involved. Oh, I meant to forgive you. You did it, but I meant to do that. The message? I meant to do that. In my relationship, I meant to do that. I meant to do that. Let that be our affirmation. Practitioners, join me for a moment of prayer as we further anchor the message today, this holy message, this divine message that's flowed through us, that is flowing through me, that I don't have a thing to do with, because I meant to do it. I meant to open myself up to the divine power and presence of God, whether you praise it or not. I'm one with the divine power and presence of God, right here, right where each of us are. That the ground upon which we stand, it's holy. Let me remind you then that your roots, they run deep into the rich soil of the infinite, all good. It's ever expansive. You and I know now that this goodness is flowing through us, and there ain't nothing that we can do about it. So, as I affirm for you, and I affirm for myself, as we become so completely aware of our complete oneness, that there's nothing to be disturbed by and nothing to be deterred by, that each of us, we see our North Star and we get back on track to being and doing, being and doing, being and doing, a kind of doing that is specific and not general. I affirm for you as I affirm for myself that my doing is filled with this essence, that I'm moved by the fire within, that before I do anything, I check in to make sure that I'm on fire from what I am doing, that it's coming from my heart, that what I am doing, that it's gonna make things better, and that it's making me better. I affirm for you as I affirm for myself then, in our getting so clear about it, and in those moments we realize that our doing is not holy, that we stop. And that we don't do what we don't mean to do. But that we get back to being and we get back to doing in such a way that what we do, that we're so rised above the conflict outside of us and so above the conflict that is within us, that everything we do, that we mean to do it, that it's coming from love, that it's coming from a place of joy, that it's coming from a place of truth, that it's coming from a place of beauty, that it will do no harm to you, that it'll do no harm to me, that it'll make things better for everybody, not just for me, but for everybody, that our doing is void of praise, that our doing is void of pleasing, that our doing is based on principle and principle only. I'm grateful to be able to speak these words and to know them as the truth that has set me free, so that I'm not stuck in my doingness, in a rut of doing the same old thing, the same old thing, the same old thing. I'm so grateful to be able to speak these words, that it might move me in such a way that my doing becomes a blessing. That my doing is a blessing, that I'm doing what I mean to do. I'm grateful to be able to speak these words and to know it to be true for you as I know it to be true for myself. Something is quickening and awakening in me, and I know it to be quickening and awakening in you. You might be hearing the words that's coming from my mouth, but it's resonating with you because you know it to be true for you in your own way. I'm grateful and so moved in this moment to gather the words that have been spoken, to take it all in, the songs that have been sung this morning, the glances, the love that fills this place, the eye glancing, the acknowledgement of the humanity in one and the other, for us to know the pure possibility and the potentiality that everything that we do, that it's for good, and that everything that we potentially decide to do, that it's good enough, so good that it's changing us from the inside out, that we are forever becoming more and more of who we are, and nevertheless, this is good, and I'm grateful, and so moved to just simply surrender my word into the law of mind, where I just let it go, because I know it already to be so. I see it, I sense it, I know it. Ernest Holmes says you got to feel it. I feel it. It is done. Why don't you join me in agreement as we come together and say, and so it is.
There is a still small voice within me. It whispers things that always comfort me. I am the love, I am the peace within you. Follow me. There is a spirit deep within me. It always speaks of truth and harmony. We are the same. There is no separation. Follow me. Oh, there is a universe within me. It tells me things no one would dare to say. I am the life, I am the resurrection. Follow me, follow me, follow me. I am the way.
And so it is, and so it is. Yeah. So as our practitioners take their seats and our usher practitioners come forward, let us prepare then to move into a time of giving and sharing. At the center of peace, otherwise known as tithes and offerings, I ask that you take out your gifts, your tithes and your offerings. And as we are preparing ourselves to move into a moment of prayer, let us acknowledge those who give online, those who have already given online, and those who are giving online. Let us bring it all into the storehouse. Won't you join me as we turn within to acknowledge the presence within us that's ever giving of itself to itself, through itself, as itself. It is inexhaustible in its giving, meaning we could never outgive it. It is ever giving, it is ever giving, it is ever giving. So from this place and space then, we come today with joy in our hearts, open to give. And I know truly then this day that all that we receive today, that it moves the center of peace out into the world, creating an even more sacred place and an even more safe space for anybody and everybody who knows the benefits of going into the wilderness and preparing. So, I know that just as we are blessed by every cent that we receive, I know too that the giver is blessed a million times fold. It can be no other way. So for every cent that we receive, I give thanks. Truly, I do give thanks. And so it is.
When you give, when you receive, when you give, know that God is all there is. So who's giving what to whom? When we give, who's giving trusting in the law of circulation, knowing that it is as we believe. At the level of our faith, we release and make it so. At the level of our giving, we receive. Oh, when we give, who's giving what to whom? When we receive, who's giving what to whom? When we give, know that God is all there is. So who's giving what? Who's giving what? Who's giving what to whom?
And so it is, and so it is. Yes, thank you, ladies. All right, we've done it again. We've come to the end of our service this morning. Let me ask you all to please stand and join us as we prepare to sing our closing song as the choir members come forward to lead us in the singing of our closing song. You can find the lyrics to the song if you're unfamiliar with it in the back of your chair so that you can sing along with us. Let me remind you that if you are desiring prayer, that our practitioners are here and can join you in prayer after service. They have on the purple stoles. Please do go up to one of our practitioners if you need prayer. Very aware of the times that we find ourselves in. Don't do it alone. If you don't have time to go with one of our practitioners for prayer, you're desiring prayer, again, you can fill out a prayer request, put it in our box on the other side of the petition. So let me just remind you again to call and check in on somebody. Let them know that they matter, that they're loved. And if there's anything from the service today that you are taking with you that's meaningful to you, that means something, that shifted something, if it was the song, if it was the reading, if it was the message, if it was a sense of love, share it with somebody. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't keep it to yourself. All right, I think that we are all set and ready to go.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Ooh, now I can sing if you're discouraged. Just try to make it through another day. You have got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say, everybody. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Run my life. My heart is open wide.
So, as we journey on throughout our week, let me remind you that if you're not prepared in your doing, don't do it. Else you do something you didn't mean to do. Go back into the wilderness until your affirmation is filled with the fire from within so that you can affirm, I meant to do that. I meant to do that. And so it is.